So whenever we were expanding to the bigger space, I sent out, "Hey, like what classes, what things do you think, blah blah blah." Tell me why people were like, "Yeah, we should get um aerial yoga." And I'm like,
Wait, wait, wait,
"Do
wait, wait.
you not
Aerial yoga?
aerial yoga?" Well,
Dude,
so
that
like
was a
this
white woman, wasn't it, who said that? Mhm. Okay. It's yeah.
again, he's trying to get me in trouble. So he's trying to get me in trouble by
No, it's what's popular is white people doing anything but, like, just a normal workout. It's just true. Alright, Elijah, how do you say it? That's what I was trying to, like, Google Translate. I was like, I don't know. Is it Nagbe?
yeah,
Nagbe?
Nagbe.
Okay, cool,
Yep,
cool.
sir. Yes, sir.
Awesome. So this is not your first podcast.
No,
This is your
it's not.
second. Tell
It's
me
my
about your
second
first one.
one.
What were you doing?
So a guy that I used to work with, because I used to work at Dick's Sporting Goods in Kansas City, actually a couple different locations, but um, we kind of would always talk about, oh, we should do a podcast. Blah, blah, we should do a podcast. And one day he's like, dude, I have all the equipment. Like, let's go and record it. And so
Yeah.
yeah, we just recorded, and it was a lot of fun. It
What'd you talk
was
about?
a little bit of everything. I mean, uh, mostly about like my dream of opening a gym and stuff like
Hey,
that. So
alright.
yeah,
Well, this is kinda like my first, I haven't done that many episodes yet, but
yeah,
we've done a couple, and
mhm,
this is my first one where, like, for the most part, I don't know anything about you,
yeah,
right? Like, I obviously, I have a membership at your gym,
yeah.
and then outside of that, I'm like, "Alright, I don't know a lot of about you," so I'm excited for that, but tell people who you are, what you do right now, and, whatever you want to there.
Yeah. So I am a personal trainer. I've been a personal trainer for about 15 years. Um,
Dang.
I own the gym in Fayette. Is a lifelong dream of mine to own my own gym, and I just was personal training for years and years, and it just one day hit me. I was just like, "This is the next step." Like,
Yeah.
it's scary, but uh, like at some point I'm gonna have to take a risk, and I was just like, let's do it. So
Mhm.
started doing research, and you know, just took the leap.
So, doing a bunch of research, launching your own business, how on earth did you end up in Fayette?
So it's funny. Feds actually has a special place in my heart because my mom went to Central for the nursing
Mm,
program. So when I was little, and I actually graduated from Central too. So yeah, Fayette kind of has a special spot in my heart. So
yeah.
yeah.
So you just do you live here? I mean, like I'm asking you, I don't know anything about you. So
So, I actually am in Columbia right now.
okay,
I am looking for a place in Fayette to eventually, hopefully, be here. So, yeah. So for
sweet.
right now in Columbia, but
Yeah,
definitely could see myself
yeah.
making the
Well,
move.
tell people the story of. I mean, even just I'm curious on just from your research, um, especially launching a business. That's always intriguing to me. So, I mean, where did you even start? Especially like as I think as young people start businesses, like me too. Like I'm just googling stuff. Like where did the research begin for you? Did you have a mentor? Did you have a roadmap? Did you go buy a map? I mean, like what'd you do?
So honestly, I just kind of winged it, really. I mean, I was like, okay, I know I want to open a gym. Okay, one, my first question was, where am I gonna have it at? And being in Kansas City at the time, that was the first spot. I was like, well, Kansas City, and doing research, it was just like the market was so oversaturated with
Sure.
gyms in Kansas City. It's like you drive by down the street and you go by 3 or 4 gyms. And I was just like,
Yeah.
I don't want to be another gym. Like I want to go to a community and build a culture,
Hmm.
really. And so Kansas City was the first spot I looked into, and like I said, oversaturated. I love that. I love this area here. So the second one was Columbia that
Hmm.
I researched, and again, it was a little bit oversaturated and
And expensive.
yeah, inexpensive. And so it just hit me. I was like, why not Fayette? And when I told people like where I wanted it, the first thing was, there's no way a gym's gonna work in Fayette. And my question was then was, why not Fayette?
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
you know. So I was just like, let's do it.
Yeah.
So,
Is that Russell Westbrook's brand? Is it Why or Why Not? I wanna say it's Why Not.
is it why not?
I think so.
That would make sense for
One of my
Wes.
favorites.
Yeah.
Like, especially, I think as a millennial, when
Mm,
people are like, "It's not this isn't gonna do that, it's gonna do this." Like, "Why? Why
yeah,
not?
yeah,
Why not?"
mhm.
Also, like, is it gonna hurt that bad if I try and it doesn't work out,
Right,
you know?
right.
Um, like, for me, my floor is
Mm,
a lot of people's everyday reality,
mhm.
right? Like, my worst case scenario is what a lot of people do every day for a living, right? Like,
Right,
if everything crashes and burn, I know I can go get a job somewhere. I'll
right,
go work at Casey's. I don't care.
right.
I can sling some pizza. So, but yeah, so you kind of winged it. Um, I mean, just talk to me about the process of even just like opening a gym. How you were. Fayette's kind of hard to go. I know X amount of population, X amount of stuff, but like, how did you model excitement, membership? I mean, were you projecting things, or was it like, if I build it, they will come?
So, when I say winged it, it was like the start of it.
Sure.
I was like, I don't know where I'm gonna start, but um, I had a really good resource. It was a small business development
Hmm.
center
Yeah.
through the University of
What
Missouri.
was his name?
Paul Zacharias
Yes.
was a
Yes.
guy
Hmm.
that helped me through, and I mean, literally, I reached out to him and I said, "This is my idea, and I have no idea how I'm gonna get there." And he literally
I bet
was
he
my
was so
roadmap.
pumped.
Like he
Oh,
was,
yeah.
it was
Yeah.
but he kind of had the first initial like, "Is it really gonna work in Fayette? Like the population is like you're taking a risk." And like I told, like I just told you, I was like, "Why not?"
Yeah.
Like really when I did this, I kind of bet on myself because I was like, I feel like I can bring the excitement of a gym and like show people fitness has done so much for my life, and it's like I want to show people that it can do it for them too. And I was just
Yeah.
like that really was the thing that kept me going, even though I had so many people saying, "Dude, you're gonna fail."
Yeah.
Like Fayette is
Why
just
did people tell you, or even why were people cautious? Obviously, you said the population thing, which I think is an interesting metric that is always there. Like, it always seems like that's what people are like: population, population, population.
right,
Even though here I am in a small town too, with
right,
business and a small population.
yep.
But what were some other reasons that people give you on like, are you sure about this?
Um,
Because there's been some history of gyms here.
Yeah, that I mean, that was another thing. People are like, "Well, gyms have tried and they've closed," and
Hmm.
um, like, "Are you sure you really want to do this?" Like,
Yeah.
and again, it was kind of like you just said. Like at the end of the day, if I open it and it crashes and burns, like I tried, and like I think the regret would be more of I didn't even try. I just gave up before I did it, as opposed to, oh, I tried it. Okay, it didn't work, but I tried it,
Yeah.
kind of thing. So,
Yeah. You ever watch The Office?
oh, a
A
little
little bit.
bit. I'm not like big office like a lot of people are that'll
Yeah.
like sling the lines and
I
stuff.
am
But
unfortunately can sling so much of the lines, but it reminds me of when Michael Scott breaks off and does his own paper company,
uh,
but he calls it the Michael Scott Paper Company.
yeah,
And Jim was like, "Well, what if it fails?" He's like, "Dude, I have a plethora of names." He had like 8 backup names
right.
for the same exact business. He's like, and or maybe it was Pam, but she's like, and she goes, "Michael." He's like, "That's one of them." Like, just the name Michael. So yeah, I mean, I think from a risk reward perspective, obviously the risk tolerance of just business owning is just different, and it's not for everybody. And that doesn't mean the people who don't do it are failures. But talk to me, just even like, why not stick to being a personal trainer? What was that in you where you were like, why instead of working for a gym or for, and I don't even know if you were like what your goals were before and how you ended up wanting to own your own gym, or was that like what you wanted to do since you were 5?
So, it was a goal of mine to open a gym at some point,
Yeah.
just because it's a natural progression. Like you're a personal trainer, you're working for a gym and
Hmm.
you're paying them and you're, doing XYZ. And then you finally are like, okay, I've built a following. Now I
Hmm.
can open my own spot.
Yep.
And obviously that's what I was wanting to do, but I kind of did it a little bit different with like I had my client based in Kansas City and then I up
Yeah.
and moved. Like that was a big risk in itself
Right, because
because
you built all that credibility,
Mhm. Yeah.
and then left that pack.
Right.
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 I mean, obviously, you've got the physique. One of my I was gonna jokingly be my first question, be like, "Do you, like, work out at all?" Uh, but, like, you obviously have the physique credibility of it. But, yeah, you're in a new town where, like, you can't you don't have 30 people that are like, "Oh, yeah, Elijah changed my life,"
Right. Right.
But, one of the things you said too is, like, you wanted to have a gym to build your own culture. What
Mhm.
kinda culture are you trying to create?
So, I'm all about, like, a positive gym culture that you walk into, you can be anybody from, that athlete that wants to take that next step to a 80-year-old, person that just wants to stay in shape and, like, walk in there and just see someone you see all the time and just say, "Hey, how's it going?" And just, like, be feel welcome.
Right,
Because I mean, there's so much, like, in the gym space that people are afraid to walk in the gym because they're afraid of being judged.
right.
Like, who wants I mean, there's already the anxiety of, like, going in there and not knowing what to do and stuff like that, but
Right.
who wants the anxiety of, "Oh, I'm gonna get judged if
Mhm.
I'm maybe a little bit overweight
Sure.
and I'm trying to start my fitness journey?" Like, you're not gonna wanna continue that fitness journey if you walk into a space and you're just like, "Okay, people are, like, staring at me," like,
Yeah.
kind of thing. So I just wanna build something that people wanna come into and wanna support each other and say, "I see you all the time, like, you're doing a great job, just keep
Mhm.
just encouraging and stuff like that."
Yeah.
So,
From a competitive advantage, like, what kind of maybe cultures are you trying to avoid? Like, there's probably this pendulum between, at least from my perceptive or
yeah.
perception,
Mhm.
which is very limited. As y'all can tell, I have not sat in that many gyms in my life. But, the perception of, like, the Planet Fitness where you can't even, like, get after it. That's
Yeah,
the perception,
right.
to just the, like, everybody's, like, pulling 200 off a cable machine. But,
Yeah.
like, yeah, where's, like, for you where you're trying to land at, like, what problem are you trying to solve? I know you talked about building community, and sounds like some of what you're describing too would be hard to do in something that's not a small town,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But where is, like, if you had to compare it to something on where you're trying to be, like a tougher Planet Fitness, or what's, like, when you think of it, what you're trying to look like?
So, I don't know if I have, like, a set, like, picture in my head, but it I mean, the thing with Planet Fitness that bothers me is they talk about, "Oh, judgment-free zone,"
Right.
things like that, but, like, if I were to walk in there with a gallon of water,
Water.
like, they're not
They'll cook you for
they'll
that?
cook you for that, and it's like, you just you harp on
Which is really
judgment
healthy. You
free.
should
Yeah,
drink it, yeah.
like, harp on judgment
Is it
free,
like
but
any type of gallon of water or
yeah, I
just
mean,
okay,
yeah, if they
yeah.
see it,
Like, if I rolled in with, like, a
they're like
Prairie Farms refreshed, milk one, they're gonna be like, "This guy clearly doesn't know what he's doing. He's fine."
but, like, it's just stuff like that, like, I get, like, if you're overly grunting and stuff, like,
Sure.
yeah, okay, let's not do that, but, I mean, if something's tough and you're making a little bit of a noise, it's not a
Yeah.
big deal,
Yeah.
like
I
like
totally would've gotten kicked out of there today,
oh, yeah.
because we did a I was off for, like, 2 weeks being sick,
Mhm.
and then we did lower what was it, 2 days ago? And dude, it hurts, man. My legs are just cement.
Yeah.
And so, like, with every step, like, it wasn't grunting, it was just like, just like,
Tell him tell him about the
oh,
pendulum swing.
dude, what is that? Like, I can't relate it to anything I've felt in a while where, like, I'm not in the greatest shape of my life. But as far as, like, if you said, go pick up this, go do that,
Uh-huh.
like, my baseline fitness goals is, can I catch my kids?
Right.
Can I pick up my kids? Right. And can I also bring in all the groceries?
Yeah. Oh,
Like, in
yeah.
one
Oh,
run,
yeah.
right? Like, that's
And
that's
one
the
yeah.
floor.
In one trip, you
Um
can't make 2
Dude, but I'm,
trips.
like, doing the pendulum thing, and, like, I've never had bad knees. I was a
Mhm.
baseball player, but, like, shoulders was my issue, not knees.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm, just, like, wobbling, like, the knees, and
Mhm.
then I'm like, "I can't get it right," and Cody's like, "Well, maybe adjust the platform." I'm like, "That's nope." Adjusted that, nope, and, like, there's no weight to take off. Like, I wasn't even doing it with weight on, and I
Uh-huh.
was like, "Get me out of here." Like, I just quit and went to the leg press. I was just
That
like, "I cannot do this thing." But where did you even I mean, are those in bigger gyms typically, or, like
Yeah.
no?
So, I was whenever we moved from the other space,
Yeah, because was that in the old space?
mm-mm,
Okay.
mm-mm, so that's brand new. I've had that maybe a month
Okay.
or maybe a month and a half, maybe
Yeah.
at this point. But whenever we moved over, we had a bunch more space, and I was trying to fill it to where, you know, fill some machines, and I went. There's this place in St. Louis that sells equipment, and one Saturday I went there because everyone like whenever we're moving, I put out a Facebook post like, "Hey,
Mhm.
what's
Oh, I remember
a
that.
piece of equipment
Yeah, yeah,
that
yeah.
the gym needs with the new move?" And I mean, I had so many people say leg press, so I was like, went out to
And
the
did you not have a
post.
leg press
No,
before either? Okay,
just
so
because I
no
didn't
leg
have the
press, no
room for
pendulum.
it.
Right,
Yeah,
yeah. I never saw your old space, but it's definitely smaller.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So, I went there with the idea of, okay, I need a leg press for sure, and then maybe another treadmill because people are like, maybe another treadmill as well.
Yeah.
So I get there, and see the leg press that I'd been looking at for a while, and I was like, okay, I'm definitely getting that. I'm walking around, find a piece of a treadmill that I think I like or whatever, and I'm like walking around like, oh, just see what they have, kind of thing. I'm like a kid at a
Oh, yeah.
candy store or
Yeah.
whatever. I'm like
Yeah.
looking at everything
There's
and
probably no price tags on everything either.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And so
Put on the credit card.
I I walk by the pendulum squat and I'm like, oh man, I need to get this.
I'm assuming you'd done seen a pendulum
Yeah,
squat before
yeah.
that. Okay,
So
yeah.
the gym in Kansas City that I worked out at, it was 24-hour
Mhm.
also, and it had a
Dude, was it LA
pendulum.
Fitness?
It wasn't.
Okay, good.
It wasn't. It
Yeah.
was a
I have one
local.
of the most popular one-star reviews
Really?
of all time on an
Yeah.
LA Fitness in Minneapolis, but anyway. So, not LA Fitness, but they have one there in Kansas
Yep.
City, yeah.
And so I was like, man, that'd be, cool piece to have because Um, I was thinking about it and I was like, well, if people want to work on their legs, but like their lower back or something, like this is a good machine because it takes the weight off your lower back and just focuses on your legs. So I was like,
And see,
okay.
that's what I was excited about too, because
Mhm.
I've had a back surgery,
Yeah.
and I was like, "Yeah, great." And then, dude, I can't even get I was displeased.
Somebody warned us literally, like, right before we got into it, because I thought it was a hack squat, like, I'm
Yeah.
used to hack squats, and some guy that was in there was like, "Yeah, dude, you guys should try this one, it sucks."
Yeah.
And Landon's like, "Oh, yeah," and I'm like, "Dude,
Well,
this
to
is gonna
me,
suck."
I was like, "This looks safe and nice, comfy, like it's almost like a machine, you know? I'm just gonna try the machine." And it was the worst one of the like, I haven't been humbled like that in a while. Maybe that's good for me, but I just had not been humbled like that in a while, and I was just like I was just irritated. So anyway, good job. You got that, but
Cody, it's funny when we were at the place for the machines when I got those two, I actually was gonna get a hack squat. I was
what's the difference?
It's, so, like, the angle
Okay.
is a little bit different. So I yeah, I actually had the hack squat picked out before I saw the pendulum, and the guy's like, "Yeah, sorry, that's already sold." So,
Mm.
that's why I got the
So
pendulum
not
instead.
even like you didn't even like necessarily go, I want the pendulum. It's
Yeah.
like, this is
Yeah.
what's left. Here we go. Well, y'all, if you don't have a membership to the gym and you want to get a gym membership, do it. But go try that pendulum squat because if you need humbled, that's a good place to start. So
And it humbles me too. Don't
yeah,
don't don't think that
sure.
you're
Okay.
you're not the only one, man. I walk out of there and I'm like, I'm like, why did I do
Yeah.
that today?
Yeah. What's going on your social media where I think you're walking and it's like are you on like day 170 something of 300? Are you trying to what's your cuz people do like the 75 hard. You look like you're doing like 300 miserable. So what what is it?
So, for 2025, I don't really like to call it a resolution because I feel like, that got kind of gets played out.
Mhm.
I'm a big goals guy.
Yeah.
So for 2025, one of my goals was to spend at least 30 minutes in nature a day
Hmm.
for 300 days. So, so far I've done every day of the year, and
Even January,
even
February?
January. I mean, there was one
God.
day, if you wanna see the video, because I have all the videos
Yeah.
saved, because when I hit 300, I'm gonna post, like, a little recap or whatever,
That'd be cool.
but, one of the days was full on snow, and I was bundled up, like, I was in the gym, and I was like, "I really don't wanna do this today," but I was like, "You know what? Like, this is a day that you really need need to do it because you don't feel like doing it.
Yep.
So let's go do it. And
Mm.
so when I got done, like I was miserable and I was like, man, but I got done and I felt like a sense of accomplishment because I was like, I could have easily been like, no, I'm not going to do it today.
Right.
But
And
yeah.
ain't nobody watching,
Yeah,
right? Yeah,
exactly,
especially when
and I
nobody's
mean,
watching.
that's the other thing that I post it every day just so for accountability, like,
Yeah.
people can be like,
Is anybody
"Oh,
ever tracking you on that?
I
I
don't
mean,
know."
obviously, apparently I am because I'm like, "What's he doing?"
I don't know, but, I hope somebody does
Sure,
because
sure.
if I were to miss a day, please call me out. Please
I don't
call me
think you're
out.
going to. I think if you've made it 100 and something now?
Yep, I think today is actually day 170,
Yeah.
and I
So,
already went this morning,
that's,
so
I think they say something like a habit takes I wanna say it's not that long.
yeah, I think it
Actually,
said, like, 21 days.
I thought it was like 21 to break it, only about 7 to make it, but maybe
Oh,
maybe
okay.
that's bad habits, right? Like, it only takes me 3 days to, like, crave chocolate, you know what I mean? Like, if I just eat chocolate every day, I'm in on it, but it's much harder to break a bad habit, but maybe, yeah, developing a good habit. But I also heard on a podcast one time,
Mhm.
whatever that stat was about habits was, like, totally fake.
Yeah,
We'll have to do, like, some research. You should research the origin
yeah,
of it, but apparently it's rooted in a plastic surgery, like,
really.
it takes, like, 21 days or something for you to get acclimated to how your face looks after you have plastic surgery. Yeah, I think it was the Mike Rowe podcast I was listening
Hmm.
to where they were like, "That's actually not true," and then I'm like, because there's really no, like, probably pure science on how long it takes somebody to build a habit, you
Right,
know?
right,
Because I think if you're motivated enough, like, it can happen right there. And I also know when things are bad, you can break a really good habit in about 2 seconds.
right,
So,
right.
did you grow up in Kansas City?
So, like I said, my mom was um in the nursing program in
Mhm.
Fayette, and so we were here until before third grade, and then we moved to Kansas
You're here in
City.
Fayette?
Yeah,
How old are you?
I'm just turned 37.
Okay. All right. Gotcha.
So, yeah. So then we moved to Kansas City in right before third grade, and I was there until college, which I came back for
Yeah.
college. So,
Sweet.
yeah,
So, what would you call hometown?
that's tough.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Probably Kansas City. I mean,
I,
all of your biggest development years are over there in a way.
yeah. I mean, but I still, because I mean, even when I was in Kansas City, I was in Columbia and Fayette
Sure.
pretty regularly. I mean,
Yeah.
probably at least once a month,
Yeah.
sometimes. And then summers, I was here or
Here a
there a
lot.
lot. So
Gotcha. Interesting. Talk to me about growing up Fayette, growing up Kansas City, all that stuff. Did you
yeah,
play sports and stuff?
I did. I was a big sports guy. I mean, I played all the sports. I was
Hmm.
just like anything with the ball. I loved playing. Man, I was such an active kid. I mean, I loved basketball. I thought I was gonna go to the NBA, and then I stopped growing. So, unfortunately,
Were you
so
decent though? I mean,
like I don't like to toot my own horn, but people like I was on an AAU team, and people like
it's hard to make those. Yeah.
truly said they're like, "I want your autograph because I think you're gonna make the NBA one day." And I was like, "Okay." And
Heck
then, like I
yeah.
said, I stopped growing. So,
Dude, so I was decently salty at baseball as a little kid.
mhm.
Nobody asked me for my autograph, but these are some of my fourth grade journals. I don't know if they're in there, but I used to practice my signature. It was
Yeah.
so stupid. Because like also I didn't know cursive.
Yeah.
So it was a big L,
Uh-huh.
and then I would finish my name on the bottom line of the
Of the
like
L.
land.
Yeah.
It was so
Yeah.
dumb.
No,
So
that's
dumb.
cool.
So were
That's
you giving
cool.
out autographs then?
I wasn't. I was like, I appreciate it, but no, like,
Don't jinx me,
and pl-
man.
and
Don't.
plus, and plus, I hated my signature, man.
Yeah.
I
Dude, that
kind of
E is hard,
it
right?
is
Because it's
hard.
basically backwards, right?
Yeah,
Well, no. Dude, they
it's
stopped
hard.
cursive in third grade for me. So, yeah, I grew up in Columbia for the most part, but I would
Yeah,
call Fayette my hometown.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, talk to me about upbringing, all that process. And then I want to know too, like, where does Kara Owings come into play for all this? Because she's been like, at least before I knew you,
Yeah.
and we talked about this gym, kind of circling back to that. I used to say, um, I used to have in my house here in Fayette. I live in Columbia now too.
Mhm,
A full on gym in my garage
mhm.
for a whole year until I walked down the stairs to use it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I used to say like, man, Fayette does not have we don't have a problem where all 2,000 people are driving to the YMCA.
Mhm.
Uh, they could start doing some push-ups,
Yeah.
and I used to kind of say, yeah, the gym, at least I didn't think it wouldn't work, but I felt like Fayette, not from a population perspective, but from a demographic perspective, was like, I don't know what's going to motivate people to get up
Mhm,
and go. And maybe that's some of what you're talking about too, is like building the culture that people feel like they can go and do.
mhm.
But I totally lost track of where I was going there. But yeah, early on before I met you, it felt like Kara Owings like felt like she adopted you the way she talked about you. But tell me how like she comes into this story.
So,
Um,
Kara is essentially my sister-in-law,
okay,
essentially.
all right.
So, I grew up, with her husband, Nick
Mm-hmm.
Nick Owings,
Mm-hmm.
with that family, like, they pretty much adopted me, like, I call, all the kids in their family, I call them my nieces and nephews,
Mm.
like, they're family, like,
Yeah, yeah. Cool.
when I say family, I include them because
Yeah,
they
yeah,
they
yeah.
are
All
family
right,
and
so I wasn't misreading that
no,
because Kara
no.
is like the cheerleader of everything.
Yeah.
And so when she was telling me stuff like this, I was like, is she just like totally pumping this guy up, or is like, are they like family? Because it felt like
Yeah,
family.
no,
So,
she's, I would definitely consider her family,
mm,
I wouldn't even say she's a friend, I'd say family for
cool,
sure, so,
sweet.
yep.
Um, I'm trying to think of sports. I mean, did you play anything high school competitively?
Yep, so, high school, again, I mean, I was still in love with basketball and, played basketball, played
Where'd you go to high
football
school?
for, Oak Park High School.
Okay,
It's
yeah,
not far from Liberty,
yep,
Missouri.
yep.
But, yeah, played, basketball for a year and kind of fell out of love with it after my freshman year, and I stopped playing. Ran track for 3 years, played football for 4 years, and,
Mm.
um
A pretty big high school, I assume.
yeah, I
Yeah.
mean,
So
I
that's a lot to do all
yeah.
three of those. Yeah.
Yeah. So I graduated. I think my graduating class, I had 610 people in it.
Yeah,
So
it's like
it's a
three
good
times
size.
more than the entire high school that I graduated with. So I graduated with 50, which was big.
Yeah.
I was big in Fayette. So played all three sports
Yeah,
at
three
that
sports.
time.
And then, yeah, kind of, like I said, after freshman year, it was just football and track. And then did football and track my sophomore and junior year.
Mhm.
And then just played football my senior year.
So you've always been fairly in shape.
Yeah.
Yeah. What'd
Mhm.
you play? Football and track, position, all that,
So,
events.
football, I was mainly defensive back. I did play a little bit of offense, like slot receiver
Mhm.
kind of thing. Uh,
Dude, you would foot that slot receiver money. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
and
Do
then
you have any
track.
college recruiting on football either?
Yeah, so actually, I started at Mo West to play football. Didn't like some of the things that were going on as far as coaching
Hmm,
staff
hmm.
and stuff like that.
Midwest.
Yeah, well,
What
I
is
felt
that?
like Missouri Western and St.
Oh,
Joe.
oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That's
Um,
Division 2.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
NCAA Division
Yeah.
2, yeah?
Yep, yeah.
Sweet.
I kinda just felt like, and I mean, it's the same everywhere as far as colleges is like, the coaches tell you what you wanna hear, what they think you wanna hear to get you on campus, and then once it's there, it's like
Especially on like Division 2 where there's like no scholarship money.
right.
So my uncle, I don't know if you ever even got a visit from, but my uncle during that time would have been coaching at Truman State.
Oh,
Yep. Yep.
wait a minute.
Hmm. Nesbitt.
No, he would've been right
Trying to think.
because it was Shannon something
Oh,
was a
okay.
coach when I was
Yeah.
there because
So I
he
think
actually did recruit me. I actually went on a
Shannon or
recruiting
Nesbitt.
visit. Shannon.
Okay, because
Yeah.
I don't know what this timeline was on Uncle Greg, but he might have been. I think he was at UCM before he went to
Yeah.
Truman State.
I think Nesbitt would have been like I want to say like 4 years before after me.
After you?
Yeah,
Okay.
after me. Yeah.
Gotcha. That's probably right because I went to Truman for one semester,
Yeah.
and I want to say that might have been early in the run.
Mhm.
But he must have been at UCM before that. But
Yeah,
yeah,
that
that
sounds
Division
right.
two, that even just that was that the MAC conference at that time.
That was the MIAA.
MIAA. That's right.
Mhm. That conference was
Dude, you had
yeah,
Northwest.
Northwest,
Yeah.
UCM,
Hmm.
Mo
Southern Bat.
West,
Yep.
Southern
Yep.
Baptist. I mean, it was stacked. Pitt
Stacked.
State was in that.
Yes, that's where my mom went
Yeah.
in the marching band.
Man,
Yeah,
that conference, like, was
stacked,
stacked. I mean, like,
stacked.
in D2,
Still
like
is.
mhm,
Yep.
absolutely. D2 was, like that was the premier conference because yeah, Northwest had that run where they were, like,
They
in
won state
almost
like
every
4 or
championship.
5 times. It
Yeah,
felt like. Yeah.
yeah. They were
Jeez.
great, man, they were so good.
Yep. So
Yeah.
you're at Missouri Western.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing you didn't finish there.
No, I went a semester there. Like I said, I kind of didn't feel like I was at home, and
Sure.
the coaches. It was kind of like I was kind of felt like I was on my own. It was funny because initially, like whenever I was getting recruited, I really thought I was this close to signing at community college in Kansas, and it was so far away. It was like 8 hours away from my house, and I was like,
Mm.
I don't know if I want to go
From
that far.
Kansas City? Kansas that big?
Yeah, it's
Lord.
cough it's like dang near Oklahoma. It's like
Wow.
that far.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mm.
So it's
I try to spend
Coffeyville.
as little time in Kansas as
Yeah.
possible.
Do a Norm Stewart. Don't spend any money in Kansas.
That's what I do to Iowa.
Right.
Because my wife's from Minnesota, and when we
Okay.
drive up there, it's just 6 of the 8 hours are in
Yeah.
Iowa, and we just
Yeah.
like don't stop for gas, don't do nothing. We're not gonna eat. Just get to southern Minnesota and fill up. Yeah, yeah. So you were looking at something community college, but
Mhm.
continue your story. Sorry.
Yeah, so community college, I was thinking I was gonna go there, and it was just a little bit too far for me. So I started like late, and I was like, I think I want to go D2 instead,
Mhm.
like go a little bit closer to home. And so yeah, I ended up at Mo West, and like I said, it was kind of last minute thing and kind of switched. So yeah, I just didn't feel like it was a spot for me,
Yeah.
and
And then what?
ended up leaving. And um Central popped up, like, they'd kinda recruited me out of high school too, and, um, yeah, I was like, "Oh, let's check it out," like, whatever. So I came for a recruiting trip, and, yeah, I'm
You
just
play football here?
I was I came down with the intention of, and
Yeah.
I ran into injuries, and I just never got on the field.
What happened?
So, my first year here, I tore my, hamstring, my right hamstring,
Oh, dude.
um,
Fully?
partial,
Dude, I've
partial.
done a not in a cool way, but I partially tore like it bruises up, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Like I
Mhm.
remember it was dumb. It was intramural football though.
Yeah.
Totally partially tore my hamstring and I'm like not flexible at all, trying to like feel like
Uh-huh.
get a picture of like what's go yeah, full on bruise up there. So partially tore your hamstring, then
Yeah,
what?
and then the next year, I partially tore the other one. Then the
Dude.
3rd year, I tore my Achilles,
Oh
partially tore
no.
my
I guess
Achilles.
that all kind of connects then a little
Yeah.
bit, right?
Mhm. Yeah, and then so after I tore my Achilles, I was just kinda like, "Something's telling
That's
me that
hard, man.
I'm not supposed to be playing football," so I just had to hang him up like that before I could even get on the field, which is one of my biggest regrets, unfortunately, but
Yeah. I never touched the field at
yeah,
Central.
yeah.
Um for probably a lot of reasons. But I can say like I went to Central, but so could anybody who could pick up a you could have played baseball at Central Methodist on the JV3 team. But no, I transferred in and I had my NA or my NCAA eligibility from going to Truman State. I tried to walk on there.
Mhm.
And then I was still convinced, like most like 19-year-old young men, that they're gonna go play pro baseball
Right.
and that my Division II failing baseball program at Truman State was wrong. They were wrong, and I was right. I will say my tryout was not super clear. They were like, "Dude, you only throw like," because I was first baseman, but like going up at Fayette, there was like 9 or 10 of us total.
Mhm.
So at Fayette, I played pitcher, shortstop, wherever we had to play. I mean,
Right.
we were so small, we had a girl on our team at one point. Like we were just trying to fill the roster.
Yeah.
And so I go up there to do this tryout. And so I was a pretty salty pitcher all through high school because I had to be.
Mhm.
And so I get up there and they don't really tell you anything. But again, I didn't know anything. So I don't know if I'm completely blaming them or not. But so I get up there and they're having us do like throwing drills. And they have 8 or 9 of us. All 9 of us had like the same story of like, hey, we can't offer you scholarship, but come do a walk on and in a way misleading like to a lot of us.
Mhm.
We come and do the walk-on tryout and none of us make it. All
Yeah.
9 of us, none of us make the team. And there's like a lefty up there throwing like upper 80s. I'm like, you're gonna recruit that guy,
Yeah.
even just to wear a jersey like for
Right.
free. A lot of
Right.
us would just play for free. But like I'm trying to get feedback, and he's like, dude, you only threw like 61 miles an hour, and I'm like, when? And they're like, between the base paths. And I'm like playing first base. So everybody's throwing to me. I was the
Mhm.
only first baseman.
Yeah.
And I'm just like throwing it back to the catcher. They were
Yeah.
gunning me then, and they never told me that. And I looked at it and I was like, dude, I was like a pretty good pitcher.
Mhm.
I know it was class 2 Fayette, but like I definitely throw harder than 61 miles an hour. So,
Right.
yeah, it was wild. I don't know why I went down that whole story, but yes, college athlete. I think I can say, even though I never touched the field, because then I got to Central. Um, I don't know if you knew Dustin Ray or D Ray. He was one of the coaches up at Central.
I
Um,
think he might have been a student when I was here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So like way too close in age to me to be my coach.
Yeah.
When I was in high school, I was playing in the 18U league at 15, and he was like, like we played together, and
Yeah.
then he's my coach at
Yeah.
Central, which is like it's a fun full story kind of thing. But we're right in this JV team. I clearly have no abdominal muscles like whatsoever. Trying to play first base, and then I end up needing to have a back surgery just
Yeah.
because it just blew out my back, just overusing it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was convinced like every kid, you're gonna go pro and do that. And then I always like to say the Lord finally kind of had to break my back to get that out of my identity, because baseball was very much my identity.
Yeah.
Um, and it's true because I ran into some people that I hadn't seen since high school,
Yeah.
and they were like, "Yeah, we always think of you and we think of baseball," and I'm
Yeah.
just like, "Man, it really was like
Yeah.
everything that I was." So,
Yep.
but anyway, so you got hurt in what year at Central?
It would have been my 3rd year at
Okay.
Central.
So you finished out then.
Mhm.
When did you graduate?
I graduated in 2010.
2010. Okay.
Mhm.
With a degree in.
Sports management.
Nice.
Mhm.
Yes. Same.
Yep.
Yep. Which was pretty easy to do. Who was like your teachers in that realm? Was
Um,
Reardon doing it at that point?
Reardon was doing it. Reardon, he I love him
I
though.
love Pat.
He's
Yeah.
a good dude.
Yeah.
The only thing that I did not like about him is this dude is a KU fan.
Is he? That's right.
Like he would
That's right.
he was in
And he
class one
acts
day.
like it
He was
too.
in class one day and like totally random, like he had like a KU cup or something. And I looked and I was like, KU? I was like, what? He's like, yeah, dude, I'm a huge KU fan. I'm like, I used to like you.
Just done. Just done. He's still going, I
Yeah,
think.
he is. He
Yeah.
just got his 1000th win, man.
1000th win.
He's a
Yep.
good guy.
Hmm. Okay, so then a decent gap there from graduating college to back to Fayette.
Yep.
What were you doing in between there?
So personal training. I mean,
Okay,
I was
over in Kansas City. So we're
yep,
back in Kansas City.
yep.
Okay.
I was back in Kansas City. Personal training and kind of finding my way, I
Yeah.
guess you'd say.
Yeah.
So
Doing any other jobs or anything like that?
yeah, I mean, I was off and on at Dick's Sporting Goods.
Oh yeah, that's right.
For actually, I guess the better part of 10 years, which is crazy to think about.
Do you
But
have to be like a certain physique to work at Dick's Sporting Goods, or is that just how that happens?
no, you do not. Trust
Are
me.
you sure?
Yeah.
Okay, because every Dick's I go to, it's all like just chiseled, and they're all wearing tight khakis, right? Just am I wrong? They're just too tight khakis.
I always wore like sweats, like nice
You
looking
can wear
sweats.
sweats to
Oh yeah,
work. Oh,
absolutely,
nice. Good.
absolutely. That they used to let us wear shorts, and then they're like, no. Mm-mm.
Who ruined that? The guys or the girls?
What do you think?
Honestly, I don't know.
I'm not gonna. I'm not. See, he's out here trying to get me in trouble. I'm not falling for it. I'm not doing it.
I'm just being
I'm not
optimistic.
doing
That's
it.
all.
I'm not doing it,
No,
man.
you guys do not have to censor yourselves.
No, I'm not worried. I'm not worried about that. But I still don't know where this lands. But I'm assuming the women ruined that one.
I'm not gonna answer that
Okay.
question.
I
That should
decline
tell
to
your
answer
answer.
that. Next question. I'm just here so I don't get fined.
Right.
Oh man. Cool. So when'd you come back to Fayette?
So actually recently. So it'll be it'll be a year and about a month.
Wow.
So
Okay.
yep. Like I said, when I was doing the research and planned to try to do it way sooner than I did. Like I actually quit the job at Dick's
Hmm.
in, I guess that would have been like February or March of 24
Okay.
with the idea that I was coming down
Yeah.
to
Kara's been talking to me about you for years, it feels
yeah.
like. Yeah. Because I came back here in 2020.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To do it. And um the first building that I thought I was gonna do in it was just a little bit too old. And I
What
was
was
like, I
that?
kinda need it was where Bordeaux used to
Oh
be.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
They're used. Oh, where Cana is now, or the big thing
The
next to
big
it?
thing next to
Yeah,
it.
that used to be
Yeah.
a gym, I think,
Yeah.
back in the day
Yeah,
too.
that's
Yep.
what they said, and I just it just seemed a little bit too old for me, and
Classy. Yes, it was like it
yeah.
was carpeted, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, it
yeah,
felt like at best maybe yoga.
yeah,
At best, I
and
don't know.
so,
Yeah, this sweet building. I hope somebody
no,
could do
yeah,
something in it. Yeah,
absolutely, absolutely, and,
I think it's for rent too. If anybody's watching, then it's for rent.
Kara's like, "Well, CMU's doing a building, like, where the laundromat used to be," and
Mm,
I was like, "Wait, what? Like, when's that?" And she's like, "Well, it's supposed to be done," I think she said December or something,
yeah, it
and,
changed a lot
yeah, it changed a lot, and so
as construction projects do. I'm not
yes,
dogging y'all. That's how
yes,
it goes.
absolutely, so, instead of coming down, I stayed back in Kansas City and kinda, um, kept doing my research and stuff
Mhm.
like that. Ended up going back to Dick's because my, manager at Dick's was like, I heard, that you got delayed or whatever, like, we'd love to have you back until
Nice.
you leave,"
Yeah.
and, like, I'm telling you what, like, Dick's absolutely loved me. They were for years tried to get me in
Well,
management. I
that's
was
what I'm
just
saying.
like,
That's why I figured the dress code was really tight khakis because, like, I can see your quads in my peripheral right now. I mean, like, that's. I just assume they're like, dude, we don't care if you could do this job, but you look like you can do this job. Like that's who they hire at Dick's. I even went to Dick's and I got some golf clubs redone, and then I was just sitting there. I was like, this dude's like 17. Does he even know how to? Like, he just looks like he works at Dick's. Can he
yeah.
even do my golf clubs? So, but okay, so you go back to Dick's just because the delay was it getting the building was the delay primarily?
No, it was just getting it done
Sure.
because like originally they said, "Oh, we'll have it done in like June." I think they said June or July
Of 24.
of 24.
Yeah, I think that was the original shot.
Yeah,
That's what they were going for.
and then it just kept getting pushed back, like you said,
Yeah. Double the
different
money, double the
delays and
time.
stuff
That's
like
how
that.
it goes.
Yeah,
Yep.
so yeah, so then I finally let them know July of 24 that I was officially leaving and gonna go open the gym and stuff like that. And so, yep.
What's been the hardest part so far?
If I'm being honest with you, it's the social media part because I'm absolutely horrible at it.
Really?
I'm so
I
bad
don't
at
think
it.
you're
Like,
bad.
well,
Are
the
you talking personal social media or the gym itself?
kind of both
Yeah.
because I like the people that know me know that I'm like to my core, I'm super shy.
Hmm.
So like being in front of a camera is like always like out of my comfort zone.
Dude, I got him in front of 3 right now, guys.
But
Dude's sweating.
it's all part of like growth is like doing being in uncomfortable
Yeah, doing hard things,
positions.
like you
Yeah,
said.
absolutely.
Cold January,
Yeah.
winter.
That's
So,
right. That's
yeah.
right.
So social media's been the hardest thing.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
necessarily I mean, like, is the money working yet? I mean, we're
Um
pretty early in, right? Are
it's
you a year in yet?
no,
No.
it'll be November.
Okay.
Um it's not working yet, but I knew it would probably take a year and a half, 2 years
Yeah.
before it
That's
actually
good. I'm
started.
glad that some people are like, I'm gonna launch. Everybody thinks that it seemed like it happened in COVID. Everybody's
Yeah.
like, I can own my own business, and they're like, it doesn't make money. I'm like, no, we don't really do that
You're
here.
right.
It's just we
You're
don't do
right.
that for a while
For a
here. So
while.
good.
Yeah.
I'm glad you have that expectation, but
Yeah.
obviously it's not enough to make you light the match and close the doors or anything,
Right.
right? Yep.
Right.
So money is not working yet, but on its way to maybe I've been proud to see the sign-in sheet just to see how many people are
Yeah.
there.
No,
And I
it's
will
been
say too,
awesome.
from a diversity perspective of just like it's not all one type of people.
Mhm.
You got people like me that are business owners and not in shape. You've got a good college running too, I think
Mhm.
too.
Yep.
My sister's got a membership, so is it kind of accomplishing your vision you thought? And especially so you launched in November of 24.
Mhm.
Are you getting college?
So not
Because
as
they're pretty much all
much.
athletes.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I am getting a few college kids, which I'd like to get more
With
if
just membership or personal training?
so I mean, my personal training hasn't really taken off just because like when I thought about opening the gym, like obviously as a personal trainer, like that's what I wanted to do.
Right.
But as a business owner, you can't
I don't have
do
the
that as
time.
much. Like you
Yeah.
have to
Yeah.
like like
If
if
you work 12 hours a day, you got 12 clients. Yeah,
right,
you gotta be
right,
doing that.
like I have to. My biggest goal right now is to build the gym, and so like I don't want to do it to where I burn myself out and by training clients because I feel like I'm training a lot of clients because I
Mhm.
feel like if I burn myself out, then I'm not the personal trainer they need.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
you're not accomplishing that vision.
yeah.
So, you mentioned earlier too, like, I guess, like, why is personal training? Because it sounds like you haven't moved off that. Like, that's still a passion for you.
Yep.
Because it feels like owning a gym and personal training they coincide, but they're two separate things for
Right.
you.
Right.
You talked about how fitness was such an important thing in your life. Why
Mhm.
has it been important, and why is personal training important to you?
That's a really great question. So, fitness, I feel like is has been a huge part of my life and good to me because there's been times in my life that I've been absolutely low, like feel like, man, like what's like I can't get any lower
Mm,
than now. One of them being my Achilles
sure.
because that was
Plus, you're on just the drugs they put you on for
yeah.
that too, and
Well, the thing with that, I was really proud of myself. Like I was in a lot of pain, but I didn't go
good
on
for you.
the painkillers. Like they
Nice.
gave me a bunch of
Yeah,
them,
dude,
and
it
I just
messes with you. The
like
pain,
my
pain by itself messes with you,
yeah.
but yeah, add that in.
Um, I just gave them to my mom. My mom's a nurse, and I was just like, "Mom, like dispose of these. Like I don't."
Yep.
And she's like, "You probably need to take some of them. Like
Yeah.
I
Just the first couple
understand."
days, maybe.
Yeah, she's like, "I understand you don't want to like overdo it, but," and I was like, "No, I can. I can deal with the pain. I just don't want to go down that rabbit
Yeah.
hole or whatever." And so, um, yeah, I mean, like
Had you known that rabbit hole from experience, or just watch some other people kind of go down
just
that rabbit hole?
just from other people and stuff like that, like, why this isn't really funny, but watching all those, like, shows and stuff that you see, like, people are like, the transformation from, like, painkillers and stuff
Oh
like
yeah.
that, I just didn't even wanna mess with it,
Yeah.
so
Mm.
but, yeah, so when I especially when I tore my Achilles, I just felt like I couldn't do anything, I was just kinda like,
You kind of gun it. That's a long
yeah.
recovery too,
Yeah,
isn't it? About a
yeah,
year.
yeah, yeah, and so, one of my friends that was also a personal trainer, like, he asked me, he's like, "I know you're off your feet, but you can still do upper body," like, and that hit me, and I was just like, "Yeah, you're right, I can," like,
Dude, if somebody said that to me while my tourniquets, I'm like, get out of here.
but
Get
I
out.
mean, it came from a good
Yeah,
place,
yeah,
you know
no,
what I'm
no.
saying? So I took that to heart, and I literally just, you know, my whole like mindset shifted just from like focusing on the gym, like doing upper body, doing my left leg, doing
Mhm.
stuff single leg and stuff like that. So
Yeah. So fitness has been important for you
yeah,
because it's just pulled you out of some dark places.
yes, absolutely,
Um, and you feel like through doing personal training, you're able to offer some of that stuff too.
yeah.
Um, do you get into some of the heart level stuff with your personal training stuff? I mean, I know at least in Fayette, you haven't. Like I have found, at least in my role in the office, that it can be a lot more a free counseling session than it is the products that I'm doing. Have you gotten into some of that stuff yet, or probably
Well,
take some time?
not as much in Fayette, because like I said, I haven't really picked up a lot of clients in
Sure.
Fayette right now. But in Kansas City, absolutely.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many times like a session started with the client and like I just could tell something was off and I just stopped the session and like took him in the office and said, "What's going on?"
Hmm.
And they just unloaded and like
Hmm.
after they got done, like we finished the session and it
Hmm.
was like the best session they had. Like
Yeah.
it's like I think there's certain professions that it kind of you just know that you're gonna have to deal with things that aren't in the gym just because those other things are gonna affect
Yeah.
the gym, like
I think any people business is,
yeah,
if you can really understand that,
mhm,
especially in a business where you're going to be around people for long periods of time.
yeah,
Like, yeah, I mean, I think I was talking to Nicole, who owns the coffee shop. Like, there is the product piece of our businesses, right?
right,
And those have to be really good.
mhm,
Like, if you weren't a good personal trainer or didn't have good equipment, but that's not the whole part of the business. The other
right,
part of the business too is how it makes people feel and how they connect with it. So
right,
I'm excited to have that in Fayette. I'm excited to see, because I was probably one of those people that was skeptical. Not, I would never tell somebody that's not going to work.
Yeah.
I'm never so sure about things to go just like one because I, I love proving people wrong.
Right.
So when people are like, I don't think that'll go, I'll be like, now we're gonna make it go.
Right.
You
Right.
know, we are gonna make it go. But
Right.
I'm happy for that, and I'm happy to see all the reception that's come in there for you too. Have you been happy with it?
Oh,
Just the
absolutely.
overall
Absolutely.
feedback from the community and
I
all that.
really have, like I will say though, I would love, one thing that I do on my social media is I'll say something and then be like, "Hey, like, give me some feedback," and,
Mhm.
like, a lot of people won't take advantage of it, and I'd love it. I mean, good, bad, negative,
Yeah.
like, let me
How do we
know.
do that? Because I think that's really important. How do we get the constructive criticism
Yeah.
that we need? Like what? Like give me an example of some stuff you've been trying to get feedback on. Because
Um,
Cody and I are pretty good about just saying what we think. So maybe
yeah.
we can give it to you right
No,
here.
that no,
You
that's
know?
no, that's great.
Yeah.
Really just things that'll take the gym over the top because I want the gym to be, like I said, a gym culture that people wanna be a part of, and just I want it to be something that people are proud of, like,
Yeah.
I want people to be like, like, "This guy brought this gym in Fayette, and I didn't think it would be
Yeah.
successful, but I
Right.
went into it, and, like, I love going to the gym."
Oh yeah.
Like,
Yep.
it's just stuff like that. So, like, literally any critique, like, I will
Mm.
listen to it all, like, if someone's like, "Hey, we should have this piece of equipment instead of this," like, that's criticism, that's constructive criticism, and I
Sure.
love it, like.
You know, it's funny because I've talked to a couple other people just about feedback in our business,
Mhm.
where there's like the opposite my mentality, and I shouldn't be this way. I love all my customers, y'all. I love all of them. But we have these shirts. You don't need one of these because you want to hear more of it. But I've got these shirts that this other business owner made me that we just hear all the time. You know what you should do? You know what you should do? Which I'm sure you've gotten some. Like,
Yeah.
what's the craziest "you know what you should do" moment that you've got from some people?
Okay. Alright.
Yes.
So oh, man. Okay,
This is already great.
whenever we're expanding to the bigger space, I sent out, "Hey, like, what classes, what things do you think, blah, blah, blah." Tell me why people were like, "Yeah, we should get, um, aerial yoga," and I'm like,
Wait, wait, wait,
"Do
wait, wait.
you not?"
Aerial yoga?
Aerial yoga, well,
Dude,
so,
that
like,
was a
this
white woman, wasn't it, who said that? Mhm. Okay. No, it's yeah.
again, he's trying to get me in trouble, so he's trying to get me in trouble by
No, it's what's popular is white people doing anything but, like, just a normal workout. It's just true. Like, I remember what was popular for a while. You probably remember this. Remember all these people, white people, would like they would have these like drumming fitness sessions. Yeah.
I was the parkour guy. In
The
no
parkour.
way.
But
Oh my
like, yeah, like
gosh.
sticks that lit up. And I'm like, y'all a
Oh,
bunch of
good
5-year-olds.
grief.
You want some Ritz crackers with that too? I just
Oh, good
yes. Okay,
grief.
so aerial yoga. That's where like I've seen those videos. Most of those people aren't fit. Where you're like you're like hanging by like 5 bands from the
Mhm.
ceiling.
Yeah, and I'm like, "People, like,
What is that?
do
How do
you
you work
think?"
that? There's probably there is maybe some fitness in there.
Yeah, I mean, but, like,
I can't
here's
climb
my
up a rope.
thing.
I can't do a pull up right now, Elijah, so I can
He
climb up a rope.
here's my thing with that, and like, I'm all about, like, any type of fitness people like, for me, like, CrossFit
Hmm.
and stuff like that,
Yeah,
it's not for me, but,
sure.
like, I'm like, "Dude, if that's your thing
Yeah,
and how you're gonna get into fitness,
yeah,
like, hats off to you." Like, I have, a couple guys that I went to high school with that started a CrossFit gym in Kansas City, and it's
yeah,
blown up, absolutely blown
yeah.
up.
It's they do CrossFit when they can't stop talking about it.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
it's like it's
Absolutely.
really close to veganism. It's yeah,
Absolutely.
really close.
And so, they've always tried to get me to get to it, go to it, and I'm like, it's just not for me." Like,
Yeah,
I love that you guys are doing it, and I love that you're getting a lot of people to try it and stuff, but it's just not for me,
yeah.
kinda thing. So I will never, like, criticize anybody for what their fitness
No, and white
whatever
women,
it
you're fine.
is.
I'm just getting you. It's all good.
But, I just the amount of space that you need for aerial yoga
You need a whole new
and
place.
the height of it, I'm like, "People,
Yeah.
do you
Right.
know that I'm getting a bigger space, but it's 4,000 square you know how much?"
Also, like, who's suing who when you fall? Inevitably, you fall, right?
And then another one, and I don't wanna offend anybody, I love you guys, like, I do, but I had people like, "Hey, I think it'd be a really good idea to have, a space for kids to run around," and
Mm,
I'm like, do you understand that do you know what liability is? Like,
right. Yeah.
do
Yeah.
you want my insurance to drop me? Like, no, I'm not doing that, and,
No, no.
like, come on,
Yeah,
people.
I get it. Like, and the great thing to hear behind that is like clearly they're giving you is the solution that would make them come, right? If
Right.
I had somebody to watch my kids, which by the way, Fayette needs
Yeah.
some daycare for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah,
That's an
absolutely,
issue. But
absolutely.
yeah, we were talking like to Nicole too about just like I love that our customers are invested enough to give feedback. It's walking that line, right? Of when
Mhm.
you're wanting feedback
Yeah.
and then nobody gives you like the feedback that you're
Right.
looking for,
Right.
or when you're not looking for feedback and somebody's like, "Hey, we should do drumming Roomba," and you're just like, or Zumba. Sorry, Roomba's the
Zumba.
vacuum, isn't it? Yeah,
Right.
we should do drumming Zumba, and it's just like, all right, we can just do something to work out your wrists if that's what you want to do. So, anything else crazy? You know what you should do?
Um, this isn't so much crazy, I just don't think that I had the space for it, but someone was asking for, like, a sauna and,
Hmm.
like, a
Yeah,
cold plunge, which I think would be great, but I mean, like, literally, where would I do it?
yeah,
You
right.
know,
And you're
type
already in a
thing.
bigger space, and it's
Mhm.
pretty. I'd say
Yeah.
you're pretty close to capacity on
Yeah.
what you can stick
Yeah.
in there.
Yeah.
On those lines, if you had more space, is there something you wish you had in there that isn't?
Um, really anything that like I I've always been kinda the person that, like, tries to be, something for
Hmm.
everybody. So, like, I want there to be that where everyone feels like they have something that they can do.
Yeah,
So, I mean, anything that people want that I don't have, like, I would love to get if it makes sense to
right.
the like, I can't get something
But
that's
like
just
even
for
something
one
you wish
person.
was there.
Oh, for me personally? Not really. I mean, I think for the most part that I've
You've used
gotten
machines in ways I've never. What's that? The Smith machine.
Mhm.
Dude's doing like, aren't you doing like angled pull ups off the back of it? I
That's
swear I'm
not
watching you do
that's
that.
not that uncommon. It's
Yeah,
actually
I know, but I'm just like, I thought that was just a Smith machine, not, do whatever on it. So, yeah.
Yep.
But nothing you're missing that you really wish was there.
No, I feel like
You probably need the dumbbell weights to go up a little higher.
yeah, maybe, but
I'm
yeah.
talking about him personally. Yeah,
Um,
he's curling hundreds.
yeah, no. No. He's lying. Don't he's lying.
It's funny you said the sauna because I've heard the entirety of the wrestling team at CMU, the girls in particular, said they would like
That
get
would
a
smell
membership.
so
They
bad.
would get a membership
Yeah.
over a sauna machine. Yeah, or not a machine, but
Ugh,
saunas are good though.
They
they smell
they
bad.
are, but yeah, they smell bad and then they just get
My brother has one in his basement, like
yeah.
one of those pod ones,
Mhm.
and basement's just rank.
Yeah.
Just rank. I hope he hears that too. But I'm sure he's healthier for it for sure. Yeah, speaking of like the sauna and the like ice bath and things like that, where does like nutrition and some of that health stuff play in for you? Like we were just arguing about ingredients and like protein, but obviously you didn't get a nutrition degree at Central, but where does that do you find yourself in that space a lot too? How do you eat? I mean, you meal prep like crazy.
Yeah. So, nutrition is a huge part of it. I truly believe that that's the part that people don't focus on as much as they probably should, and it's hard. It's hard. I
Yeah,
mean,
dude. Yeah.
it's
I own an
hard
ice
to
cream shop. I make it hard. Yep. Hmm.
it's hard to really um to really maneuver that in the way, but it's also super simple too,
Hmm.
if that makes
What do you
sense.
mean?
Because so I think we try to make it harder than it really has to be. Um, I it's the whole um, keep it simple, stupid, or
Sure. Yeah.
whatever
Kiss.
kind of
Yep.
thing. It's like if you just try to eat as many whole foods as possible, like like they say, like I've heard this 1,000 times, but it's so true. Like shop on the outside of the grocery store
Huh.
and you're
I have
good.
never heard that.
Like if you really think about it, like the inner parts of the grocery store is like the cereals,
Sure.
the cookies and stuff like that.
What
Yeah.
cereal's my weakness. Oh. Okay, yeah. I've
It
never thought about that.
mhm.
The outside of the
And it's
wow.
and it's just like the people will make nutrition way harder than it needs to be.
Mm,
Like just just eat, a good amount of protein, lean protein.
yeah. You cook?
I do.
Yeah,
I
I
do.
think that's a big skill that I think everybody really could do. People are
Yeah.
like, "I can't cook," and it's like, no, you can. If you can follow the brownie package,
Right.
recipe,
Right.
which everybody can,
Right.
you could probably learn to cook some stuff. So, like, I know you usually meal prep a week in advance.
Yeah.
What's for lunch this week?
So I'm super like simple and like I can literally eat the same thing every day and I
Yep.
usually do. I really like grilling. Like
Hmm.
I'll grill like 365 days a year like
You
in
almost
the
said a week.
like yeah.
365 days a week.
like
Yeah.
like I'll be outside with snow on the ground like
Yeah.
waiting for the
Mm,
grill to heat up to do my chicken. Like
nice.
I love grilled chicken. I use different like low calorie spices and stuff
Hmm.
like that just so it doesn't seem like the exact same every week. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll do some kind of like I'll do white rice and I do white rice instead of brown rice because I usually will eat that meal like right after the workout.
Mm.
And so like the simple carbs that get in your system
I've
faster
also
and
heard
stuff
like
like that.
brown rice isn't. People think it's good. I
Yeah.
think it's worse for you from it. I don't know if you know anything about that.
So I mean, it's you'll hear it's good for you one week and then
I
it's
thought I heard there
bad
was
the next.
arsenic in it, like
Like
in the brown rice.
there's so much like information out there.
Google it. I heard it on a Joe Rogan clip, so it's got to be real. Does brown rice have arsenic in it? You're learning here today. So what are you eating this week though? Steak, chicken?
Yep. So I do. I'll do like steak and eggs in the morning,
Yeah.
like for the first meal, almost every
Mm.
day. Um,
What does it say?
It says the data demonstrated that inorganic arsenic concentration is 1.5 times higher in brown rice than white rice, but whatever, who cares?
I don't know how to process that data. all the brain cells in there are like, what do we do with that? I don't know. So steak and eggs this week. Yeah.
Yep.
Cool.
Steak and eggs. Yep. Simple,
Yeah.
good, delicious, good start to the day. Good,
Yeah. So
good
you're kind of
protein.
just more like whole, like my diet resume, probably for the past, really since some of my daughter's got some health stuff that has come up, and really since then we've just been as best as we can, just trying to be simple ingredient, like
Mhm.
one ingredient
Mhm.
food. Especially like farm fresh beef. We love
Yep.
farm fresh eggs.
Mhm.
I know there's like the Jordan Peterson diet, which is just eating bowls of ground beef like an animal. Like, which there's moments I can do that, right? But I don't think I can do that. But like where are you at? Like what kind of protein do you do protein supplements, and what kind of stuff do you do there?
So, I probably should because I don't think I get nearly the protein I need just because I'm always doing something. I'm always on the go.
Yeah.
But I mean, a protein supplement, a protein shake, and stuff like that is a great way to get the
Yeah.
protein if you're not getting it in.
But like my sister and him are arguing about like the ingredient of maltodextrin in a
Yeah,
Fairlife shake.
yeah.
Are you that kind of person who's like, let me read this bottle, or
I mean, I
like, are you
will.
no sugar? We use stevia,
I'm
or
pretty. No, I can't do stevia. It just doesn't taste right. Like if I'm drinking something, like I'm not really like. I try to stay away from, like, the added sugars. I
sure?
try to stay
Yeah,
away as much as I can. Like, if it has
yeah,
a little bit of added sugar, I'm not
fine.
"No, I'm
Yeah,
not,"
it's like less
kinda
than
thing.
9 is
Yeah.
my line.
Yeah, it's that fine line because I mean, I I think people try to be too all or nothing, like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I'm not gonna do any
Hmm.
XYZ," or, kinda thing, and it just doesn't work
Yeah.
because we all have cravings. We all have, like it is
Yeah,
what
it's
it
always
is.
that all or nothing thing, I think, is a really real problem,
Yeah.
I think, in our culture.
Yeah.
Like, um, I'm sure you've heard the like, don't eat grapes, they're sugar bombs.
Yeah.
You know, you've probably
Yeah.
heard
Oh
that. And
yeah,
I'm like,
absolutely. I love
I'll
grapes.
let you know
I
when I
love
get
grapes.
fat off
That's what I'm
grapes.
saying. Like
Show
you
me your fat fruit
right.
friends. That's one of my favorite lines from Nate Bargatze is like, show me your fat fruit friends. They don't, I'll let you know when I've eaten too many grapes.
Right.
Dudes,
Right.
what are you eating? You're like 300 pounds. Grapes.
Grapes.
Yeah, it's just not happening. So, yeah, I think that's definitely an issue
Mhm.
in our culture for sure. So, um, you know, I think I asked you, but you feel like from your culture that you're trying to build in your gym, do you feel like I know you're only 7 months in,
Mhm.
or you feel like you're accomplishing that, or what are some things you'd love to see different?
Um, I think it's starting to get there. Um, like
Do
I'll
Cody and I fit?
of course.
Because all we do is
Of
just
course.
yap in the
That's
middle of
okay.
everybody.
That's
So
okay, but
sorry to everybody who's in there. Cody just asked the off the cuff questions, and I've got to answer them. So yeah,
No, I the only thing that I would really like to see change is just, um, I don't know, I guess more people in there.
yeah.
Like here recently, I have like yesterday, everybody was off. There was a good amount of people in
hmm
there for the
Yeah.
most of the day, so
It's
it
always
was
fun
cool
when I
to
have to like
see.
flip through to get to a sign in sheet.
Yeah,
That's always fun.
that
So.
was cool to
Seemed like
see.
you got the
So
whole entire Busker family, so that's good.
yeah,
Good for
yeah,
business there.
absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely.
nice. So just more people.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
not
and that'll
necessarily.
come. That'll come.
It does seem. Um, I think Kara said this to me, which was good for me to know. You're not a fan of shoes off squatting or shoes off at all in your gym. You hear
So
that, Cody?
We're in disagreement here because I'm a shoes
Well, you
off
could
guy.
disagree, but I
so
mean, it's
here's the
just
thing.
It's his gym
Here's the
though.
thing. I don't mind uh like shoes off squatting. Like I do not mind that because back at my gym in Kansas City, I did that all the
yeah,
time just
we
because
understand it. Yeah,
the shoe like if you don't have the right shoes, you just like the feel of your foot doesn't feel like you don't feel balanced
right.
or whatever. But my issue is like I have some people that are like walking through the gym like in flip flops or no shoes like all through the gym like putting their feet on like the benches and stuff and then not wiping it down.
Yeah,
I'm like that's a problem.
yeah.
Like you might be okay with your feet, but like
Mhm.
other people might not want to
No,
lay
dude,
on
I
a
don't want to see
bench.
anybody's
Yeah,
feet.
like let's just be like
Feet are like the nastiest
my,
feature on people,
So
in
my,
like
my opinion.
socks on are okay for you though.
yeah, yeah. So
But
like
like, don't walk around the whole gym with
yeah,
your socks
yeah,
on, right?
exactly. Like and then like
Did you put your Yeah, dude, you had your shoes off today. They were just in the corner.
I'm
Those
in here all the time, my shoes off.
gross. Just
it's
don't
just
show me.
it's just that and then like maybe another thing is like one pet peeve of mine is like I understand that like people aren't gonna like take care of the gym as much as I will,
Right.
but like I'll come in some days and like there's weights on machines and stuff like that. And I'm like, it's not even for me. Like what if a 70-year-old
Mhm.
comes into the gym and wants to
Yeah.
use a piece of equipment and can't take
Can't
the
move that
45
45.
off?
Yeah.
Like now they're frustrated
Mhm.
and then they're gonna probably say something to
They're
me
gonna
about
Yeah, it's
it.
gonna be your fault.
And it's like
Yep.
just like just consideration. Just think, okay, what if my grandma came in here and wants to
Mm.
use this piece of equipment? Are they gonna be able to take a 45 off the bar? Like
Yeah.
just it's just a little bit of consideration. That's all I really
Yeah.
am looking for.
I
So
had a wild idea, not telling you what you should do because I don't know what works, but I had a wild idea. I think I said it to you where you had like protein, like just basically nutrition and protein available in
A protein bar.
mhm.
like a protein bar or
Yeah.
even like protein like shots. Like I don't know how you'd keep something
Oh,
like
dude,
protein jello shots or something,
dude,
something like that.
this is stupid, and I'm not saying you should do this, but like a pre-workout bar, I've never seen that.
Oh
I'm from St.
yeah.
Louis. Like Club Fitness is a big thing down there, and I want to take shots of pre-workout. So I'm like, I got beta
He really wants
alanine.
me to do pre-workout, and I don't think I can be trusted with any more caffeine than I already put in my body because it's just caffeine, right? That's what
No,
pre-workout
it's
is.
definitely this is something your sister would say never do, and I would
Oh,
get it
okay.
because it's bad for you. But it once in a blue moon, not gonna kill you. It's a
Yeah,
good.
but like we got heart issues in my family. I don't think I need to accelerate that one.
It's like coffee
Anymore.
times 20.
That's a lot. That's a lot. Considering I have like 4 shots of espresso every morning.
Wow.
Is what I have. I gotta get going. Got babies that aren't sleeping. So, all right. So you have launched a business in Fayette. It's on its way up and it's cooking. Is that it? Or like, do you have a dream that's bigger than that?
I do. I
Let's hear it.
do.
Do you wanna share it? I
Yeah,
mean, yeah.
absolutely. So I have a vision of like let's take the town of Harrisburg for
Mhm,
example.
mhm.
So their sports programs are crazy.
Real good.
And my question to you is why can't that be Fayette?
Hmm. We can go there, but tell me why, like so anyway, go down that rabbit trail, though. Your bigger vision is then what?
My bigger vision is one day, um, and it probably won't happen in that building because I don't see CMU giving up the other side because I share half the side with the golf program, and then I think the dance program's on the other side as well.
Other side of what? The
Uh,
back of your gym?
you know, like that door that you enter the gym in, right?
Mhm.
Like that
Straight
door,
to the right?
the door, yeah, door to the
Okay.
right, and the door directly to the right, and then
Yeah.
the other door is the golf coach's office,
Office.
and then I believe there's a golf simulator in there,
Interesting.
and then like in that the door that's directly next to my door, you go in there, and I think they're building something for the dance
Okay,
program
gotcha.
in
So it's
there.
bigger than that, just that
Yeah,
building.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. I only have about half of the building, so
Interesting. I
yeah.
knew okay. When I walked in there, I was like, there was a whole Dollar General in here, but that makes me feel a little bit better because I was
Yeah.
like, I did not think Dollar General was that small. Yeah.
So, my vision is to have a training facility.
Okay.
So, like, to get that other half or maybe build something somewhere else, but, like, it'll have the gym, of course, on one side, and the other side is gonna be a
Okay. So turf
full
and
turf. It'll have racks, kinda like mine has. It'll have, like, racks to do, workouts and stuff like that, and
mhm.
then we'll also have, like, turf like a bigger turf area that we can do
So
like
just
a
room to
full
do a lot of
team.
explosive
Mhm.
stuff.
Yeah.
No, you just said full team, like you want to
Yep.
train
Yep.
teams.
Yep.
So when you're saying Harrisburg, you weren't saying we want to get a gym in Harrisburg. You're saying our town's athletic programs could be a lot better,
Yep.
and that's what you would like to help
Mhm.
see done.
Yep. Definitely.
Interesting. Yeah, I definitely think from a high school perspective, that weight room, they don't have a lot of room to expand.
Right.
Probably. Have you been in there?
Yep. Mhm.
Um, yeah, they don't have a lot of room to expand. I don't even think they have a turf facility anywhere, do
No.
they?
Mm-mm.
And I know in the past when I grew up, CMU would share stuff, but
Mhm.
they're like, you can check our schedule, and they have teams booked for like 18 hours. You're
Yeah.
like, you can work out at 2 in the morning. I'm like,
Right?
yeah, okay. Um, so cool. Yeah, I mean, I think athletes for sure is a piece of it. I've always felt like Harrisburg dudes anyway were in better shape. They were always taller.
Mhm.
Maybe the Boone County water or something. But there's probably a line between program development, coaching, and physical fitness. So, I mean, so you've got a bigger vision to do that outside of getting the space. How else are you going to try to accomplish that? I mean, are you going to try to get really heavily involved in the school?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I've actually talked to Bree
Hmm. Trying to
Busker.
get her on.
Well, she actually approached me about doing some stuff with the softball program.
Sweet.
And so she's a really good resource to have, and
Hmm.
I'm sure she's I mean, the Buskers are like you said, their whole family is awesome, but she's already kind of said, I'd like you to do some training with them or whatever stuff like that. And so I feel like if I do if we do run a good program with that, that could
Yeah.
lead to other stuff as well.
I
So
think it's hard because, like, in one hand, that responsibility to me falls on the school,
yeah. Hmm.
while at the same time going, like, if we don't solve that problem, it doesn't look like, because that's been a problem forever.
Yeah.
I mean, I probably had a back surgery because I probably started lifting at 16, 17,
Hmm.
and your boy was like deadlifting 475.
Yeah.
Just dumb stuff. But man, could I pull that weight 6 inches off the ground? Oh yeah, straps on and everything. It's just dumb. So like, there's like this piece of this that it is a small school where I don't know if they'll ever be able to pull in somebody who could build a physical fitness program.
Hmm.
Like, because I knew like in high school, and I went to Fayette, like being physically fit was like how much you could lift.
Hmm.
there was never any like mind body connection on what I was trying to do. I think
Right.
that's what really missed for me. When I've had some opportunities to talk to teams in Fayette now, we are not talking schemes. I'm trying to, like, I helped coach a baseball team last year for like one practice.
Mhm.
And I was trying to stop kids and go, what went through your brain when you did that? Like, what were
Right.
you trying to do with your body? What were you
Right.
trying to do with that? So I think that could definitely be something huge. I don't know why. I think maybe the historical past of Fayette has been, I've never been able to understand why there was ever pushback to something like that. Like, I
Right.
can't think of why it would be a bad idea
Right.
for you to get involved with the training of, I mean, if you could develop a, are you thinking develop a full school type program, not where you're dealing with every kid, but like, when do you want to start working with kids on their mind, body, and physical fitness? Are you second grade, first grade, sixth
Well,
grade?
I mean, so in Kansas City, when I started training, I was training like mainly athletes.
Hmm.
So I would train like sixth grade, not sixth grade, 6 year olds. Like we
Wow.
wouldn't do weights or anything, but
Sure.
like we do like speed and agility and stuff like
Just
that.
getting you
And
coordinated.
just
Yep.
getting that coordination. It's really important, especially at that age and stuff like that, as their
My baseball
body.
coach had us, we would do some lifting, but it was only like soup cans. Like,
Hmm.
we would just be doing
Yeah.
something to just get a note of it.
Yeah.
Is it a wives' tale that if you lift young, you'll be really short?
No. Oh yeah. Yes, it is. It is.
Yeah.
It is.
It
eh,
is a wives' tale.
yes, it is a
Okay, not that
lifestyle.
it's true.
No,
Okay.
it's a lifestyle
That's what happened
because
to Cody.
it's all about.
Dude, I can't
Hey, I'm
go.
short too.
I
I can't. I'm not laughing at that.
every single
I take
day.
back my laugh.
I didn't
ev-
lift very much as a kid, and I'm 5'11" and
Look,
3/4. Yep.
on my first day, like my first day here, I didn't know any of his employees, and immediately the short jokes are just
Nah, dude, you probably invited it first, and once
probably.
once you invite it, it's like, all right, I guess it's full go. We're teasing them. All right, there you go. But anyway, so you were working with young people,
Yeah.
but yeah, your vision besides the facility, like, what do you want to help? Who do you want to help, and what do you want to help with there?
So I mean, I I literally want to help anybody that wants to be helped. Like
Sure.
I had some of my best clients were 80-year-old men and women that
80 or 8?
80,
80. Yep.
80, that just wanted to, stay upright and,
Yeah.
like I pushed them to the point where, you know, I I feel like there's a certain point, like I feel like anybody doesn't want to be told what they can do at what age.
Mm,
Like, oh, you're 80, you shouldn't be doing this. Like that's the kind of vibes that I got from the people that I trained at that age. And,
mm.
they just want to move better,
Right. Right.
and like let's
Well, they got caught in the retirement trap, right? Like, this
mhm.
idea that you work and then, like, you're supposed to have the best years of your life, and then you can't move. Like,
You're
if
right.
it's very hard to start your fit, not that it's too late. You can't. It's never too late to start your fitness stuff.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I feel that when I'm trying to help people plan for retirement too, is just going like, you want to physically be ready to go here too, because
Right.
like they call these your go years, but if you
Right.
can't go, you ain't going nowhere.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
But like from a school perspective, like even without the facility, and you can obviously say no to this, is it something where you want to like go help the schools train? Like, I'm assuming they have, I bet they don't have a weight room coach position,
Uh,
right? Like, I'm assuming
yeah.
each coach of the team has a workout resume. I don't
Someone
remember having a weight coach.
Someone said that they did just hire
Okay.
somebody
Yeah.
for that.
We can fact check that. It's
Maybe
probably
at
not on the internet, but
maybe from Central or
okay.
something.
Yeah. That's a
So,
start for sure.
yeah.
Are you asking if they just hired somebody at CMU for?
No, the high school, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're talking about the high
Yeah,
school.
from
Yeah.
from Central.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I definitely think it'd be cool when I think about, like, I'm just thinking creatively too about trying to get you involved with those, because I do think for me, not just physical health, but sports is a really important. It was a really important part of my childhood, not just playing sports, but like succeeding in sports,
Mhm.
winning and competing and winning some important stuff. I think was really good for my competitive nature, and it's not just playing sports. I think it's caring enough to try to win and to hurt when it loses, right?
Mhm.
So like, I'm thinking what I've noticed in the business world here too is like lots of people will ask for donations. Like, I'm sure there's businesses that have given, one, two, three, four, $10,000 to put a sign up at a golf course or whatever, and I'm not dogging anybody for that, but like I'm thinking, how quickly would a business go? All right, I'll pay Elijah, $3,000, and that's the membership for the high school baseball team to train with him. Like,
Mhm.
is that something you'd be like, oh yeah, I'd do that in a heartbeat,
Absolutely.
regardless of the money? But I mean, is that you're
Absolutely.
wanting to train teams together?
Yeah.
Is what you're saying?
Yep. Yep.
Sweet.
And yeah, like you said, I
Let's
think
build it.
I think
How big a
those
building you need?
I I think those things that that you were talking about, like feeling like hurting when you lose and stuff, like
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
important.
It's
That's an
super important.
important skill
Like
in
trying
life.
hard enough to have it hurt.
Mhm.
One of our whiteboard lines in our office is that failure is a requirement. It is the most, to me, it's the most common attribute I've seen among successful people is just trying hard enough to fail,
Mhm.
right? Kind of like we talked about early on of just like, if I fail, my worst case scenario is most of y'all's reality,
Mhm.
right? Like I'm going to try this
You're right.
so I can say that I tried it. So,
Yep.
no, because I mean, especially since you played AAU, you know it that like that competing at a high level is much different than just playing basketball.
Yep. Yep.
Um, when you played AAU, were you starting and playing a lot too?
Yep. I
Yeah.
was. Yep.
When I played basketball, it was like kind of that sixth man classic thing. But
Yeah.
you got a lot of ego as a kid where you're like, why ain't I playing?
Yeah.
Why am I not
Absolutely.
playing? Because you're
Absolutely.
chubby, Landon. That's why you're chubby. Just because you can shoot a three.
Well, I mean that
But
that goes to kind of your point as well as learning to
mhm,
learning to play within a team and
yeah.
maybe maybe you're not getting the minutes that you want, but still being excited for the guys
Right.
that are.
Understanding your role,
Mhm.
I think that's something that's always been a hard pill to swallow too, is just like kind of like you said, like really good at basketball, but to a certain extent, you're not 6'5",
Right.
right? Like I could have been a really great baseball player, but to a certain extent, I'm not 6'2", 250, and not injury prone.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? There's eventually where you've got the base skill set, and then there's just some natural stuff that you can't manufacture.
Yep.
So um, well, cool. I'd love to help you make that dream come true because I think there obviously needs to be some sort of commercial development in Fayette because we can't just keep like trying to make some of these old buildings work.
Right.
Not that we can't like invest and have those places in it, but even just the way they're built. Like think
Mhm.
about the square pieces that are still around. They're skinny, right? There's
Mhm.
not just these big facilities. So
Right.
I'd love to maybe figure out how to do that. I don't know. Um, last question, just because it was on my mind, and then I know we need to wrap up. But did you buy or rent a lot of the equipment in your gym?
But
Bought,
mhm.
sweet, cheaper in the long run, I assume.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it will be in the long run. So,
Nice,
yep.
cool. Anything else you want to talk about? Make sure people hear. This is mostly probably for the people of Fayette and whoever hears it. But
Yeah.
it's been really good talking with you, and
Yeah.
love. I'm glad that you're here. I'm glad that you're here in town. And I'm glad that you have vision for more. And I'm glad that it's working so far too.
Mhm.
Don't do the aerial yoga thing.
Whoever said that, I'm not making fun of you, I
No,
promise. It's
the other
just
thing too, like if you did aerial yoga in your building, you probably have maybe room for one.
yeah,
Imagine being that one that's just everybody's working out and you're just you imagine
no.
me aerial yoga in
I'm
the
kinda
corner.
I do it. I'm kinda for
You
it.
would do
I get it.
it. But social media, where can people find you?
So, you can on Instagram, it's at underscore the Gym Fayette. On Facebook, it's the Gym Fayette. And then my personal one on Facebook is Elijah Nagbe.
Nice. Nice.
So,
Anything fun coming up for you summer wise? I mean,
um, as far as like with the gym or
anything, I
just
don't know.
well,
I'm going to London in like 2 weeks, so
I'm supposed to apparently go to Antigua at some point in the summer. I don't
oh
know
fun.
when, but
Why?
just
Let's
because
do
I
it.
like going to beaches
Okay.
and I was looking at the Caribbean and that just seemed like a cool place to go.
Nice.
I was supposed to go in July, which is literally like 2 weeks away, but like I don't even have
Sounds
it.
warm.
I don't have it planned yet.
Do you have your passport?
I do.
I just got my passport for
Did
the
you?
first time. Yeah.
The only reason I have that is because I went to a wedding in Mexico and I needed it like what I guess that would have been 2018.
Hmm.
So I probably need to renew it pretty soon.
Probably good.
It's
I
what,
think it
10
goes 10
years?
years.
Yeah.
Yeah. We just renewed my wife's because it was right at the at the 10-year mark here before we go to London. So, and she had to update her name and all that stuff. But we even got our kids on it too, which was really, really
Nice.
funny. Just like
Nice.
this goofball picture. My son is 8 months old, has like a full head of teeth,
Mm.
and no hair. It's just hilarious. My daughter, full head of hair,
Yeah.
like out the womb, but he's still 8 months, no hair, just, and he's like 90% weight,
Yeah.
18% height, just freaking Humpty Dumpty. Like, just if you push him the wrong way, he's just rolling. So it's fun stuff, man. Were you ever like super overweight, or you've been pretty in shape your whole life?
I've been actually pretty good shape most of
Yep.
my life. I have some really good genes.
Good
My
for you.
mom played soccer,
Nice.
like,
She tear her
growing up and
hamstrings
stuff.
too or anything?
No, she didn't, but
I had a back surgery. My mom had a back surgery. My little brothers had a back surgery. So
yeah.
it's just there apparently. Probably being too fat though. Herniated the very bottom, L5S1 is what I
Oof.
did. And I think I did it back to this stuff, like that machine where you like rock and swing both up, if you know what I'm talking about.
Oh, the ab machine?
No, like you're standing and it's like a power push.
Oh, the
It's in the
hammer,
probably
the hammer,
yeah, yeah.
hammer, yep,
I didn't know
the hammer
what
strength.
I was doing. Fully extend and lock everything at the top and just bend
Ooh,
forward.
ooh,
And after that, besides getting smacked on, I think special teams is stupid and should be outlawed in football.
mhm,
That's me being a softie too. But I got blew up on the first kickoff. I never played football.
mhm,
I played football in 8th grade. Then I had a shoulder surgery, so I didn't play freshman year, didn't play sophomore year, didn't play junior year. But we were in the marching band at Fayette, and our football team like hadn't won a game in years. And
mhm,
so my buddy Thomas and I were like, so in the band, you're supposed to stand until your team scores.
mhm.
We were standing the whole game, like every game, our sophomore, junior, we were, and so we just kind of looked at each other and we're like, let's go out and play some football.
Yeah,
We do not want to keep standing in here. And so went out and did it. I was fullback and D end, such a softie. I wish I could go back with like today's mentality. And I was a much better athlete post high school. I don't know what
yeah,
if you were that way, but got much more athletic after high school. But very first special teams kickoff against Hallsville, I think this kid went on to play at Mizzou. Just blindside. I mean, I probably look like a pinwheel. Just I wish it was on film. I mean,
yeah.
and just did a full like sideways 360, fell on my back, and
Ooh,
that was kind of the end of it. I was still able to like, rehab and play some baseball and get back to stuff like that. But I think after that it was never the same. So
I love special teams. Man, when I tell you, because
well, you probably got to return the ball, didn't
yeah,
you?
I
Yeah, it
did. I
helps
was
if
a
you're
returner.
faster, you can run away from
But
everybody.
but I will say though, there's one time I'll never forget this time. We're playing this team. It was an all boys school. I don't know if you might have heard of it. They're pretty big school, but they're called
Yeah,
Rockhurst
Rockhurst. Yeah,
in
absolutely.
Kansas City
Wait, wait,
in
wait, 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 wait. What year did you graduate high school?
2006.
Okay, so, like, my uncle was coaching Hickman when they were crushing everything.
Yeah, yep,
Yeah,
yep,
'03 and all
yep,
that realm. I
yep,
went to every single football game that year
yeah,
that they won state in that '03, '04 run. And yeah, Rockhurst was one of those. Oh, yeah. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah, I know Rockhurst, yeah. They were good. They
They
were
were
good.
really good. They
Yeah,
were really good,
and
and
that was,
so
that was Class 6, right?
mhm,
Yeah, I don't know if
yeah.
they still have Class 6 or if it's down to 5 now.
I think there is still 6.
Okay. Yeah, they're
Um,
huge.
oh, yeah,
Yeah.
huge.
Yep.
And so, we're playing them this would have been my junior year. Yeah, my junior year, because junior year they came to us, and senior year we came to their school. And, it was a punt return, like I said, I remember this so vividly. Dude kicks it super high in there, I'm looking up for it. What, um what I always did as a punt return, I would look up to see where the ball is, like camp under it, and then look down to see where the nearest person
Mhm. Who
was or
was gonna
whatever.
kill you? Yeah.
Yeah. And so I was camped under the ball. I look and I'm like, all right, as soon as I catch it, I'm gonna have to make a move or he's gonna
Yeah.
smoke me. So I literally catch it and like look down to like plant, and this dude just drives me into the ground, like just like when you talk about like a form tackle, this
Yeah.
dude like
Yeah,
form
you
like
look like the
tackle me and
dummy.
like
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
like planted me,
Dude
absolutely
folded.
planted me. I was like,
Looked like the car
okay.
dealership pinata in the front.
I get up and I was like, oh man, he just planted me like, whew.
Did you lose the
Jumped
ball?
up. No, I held on to the ball, but yeah, dude just planted me in the ground like Probably the best tackle I've
Probably
ever
stood
been.
over you and yelled about it too.
Probably,
About yeah.
probably, but yeah. So that's my
Mm.
special team story.
Yeah. No, those were some good football years in the Hickman days back in that day. But
Yeah.
yeah, no football, I was too big of a wimp to be any good at it, sadly. And then my senior year, because I was okay at basketball, kind of six-man realm,
Yeah.
and then baseball was my sport. But we are going down to spaghetti dinner.
Mhm.
I was kind of injury prone. I had shoulder surgery when I was 14, back surgery, whatever, at 20. But this is, my senior year. We're running down to spaghetti dinner, and I'm in these shoes that don't have laces for some reason.
Mhm.
I like jokingly jump up to smack a stop sign, just like to be funny. You're just running with your friends. Come down, break my foot.
Oh.
Just snapped that second bone. Just broke it. And my
Oh.
mom, so like the Nesbitt clan is notorious for like, suck it up, you're fine.
Mhm.
Like there's a story, I might get one of them to tell it, where I think my cousin Ryan, who would have been closer to your age, he graduated in '04. He fell as a kid and he had a thorn in his hand,
Mhm.
but all you could see was like little speck at the end of it.
Mhm.
And Aunt Jackie was like, "You're fine, dude. Just suck it up. You're fine." He whines about it for about 2 days. They end up pulling like a 2 or 3 inch thorn out of his hand. So my mom isn't
Jeez.
that far, but she's like, "Let's just feel it out." It was the night before districts. She's like, "Let's just feel it out, see how we're doing." I'm like, "Okay, maybe I just, tweaked something."
Yeah.
I couldn't walk up the stairs the next day. And so
No.
the next day we're supposed to play. We go to the doctor, get an x-ray. And the doctor's like, "Well, I'm glad you came in today." Because I was ready to just pump the painkillers you needed to go and go.
Yeah.
And I'm glad you did, because you snapped that second biggest bone in your foot. And I was like, "Dadgummit."
Oh.
So that pushed back my basketball time my senior year,
Mm.
and then ended up playing baseball. So yeah, no, it's fun stuff. What was the high school again?
My high school?
Yeah,
Oak Park High School?
Oak Park. There's an Oak Grove too, and that's not you
Yeah.
guys, right?
No,
Yeah, two different.
that's probably from Oak Grove, probably about 30, 35
Yeah, yeah,
minutes
further
to
east, I think Oak Grove, right?
west. Well,
West.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Oak Grove
Oak
is
Grove is
further
coming
east.
back
Yeah,
this
yeah.
way. Cool.
Mhm. Yep.
All right, man. Well, it's been good talking with you. I'm super glad that you're here.
Yeah.
We're shooting this on a Friday night, so this is what we do, is we can just do this whenever. So join the gym. If you want to get fit, you don't have to be anything fancy. If you want to work out with me and Cody, we're usually working out around 3 or 4. We're just yapping about whatever. At some point, we should do a vlog where we got those pod mics that you can just kind of hook on your shirt.
Uh-huh.
I do want to do a workout where we just see. I know I can't, but it would be fun to just watch me attempt to keep up with you. But like you'd have to like tweak things. I wouldn't want you to reduce the weight, but like if we're doing pull-ups, I can do one, right? But like if we're doing your cable pull downs and you're doing probably 200 and adding a couple 45s to it, like I want to see like if my body just goes up when I try, like if I'm just doing pull-ups at that point. So
You remember the injury prone bit you just gave?
yeah, yeah. I've been good about being probably too delicate, mostly because like when I have like been tweaked or hurt things or even just sore, like this week's been annoying where like I'm like wobbling down the stairs holding my 8-month-old. I'm like, I'm gonna drop this kid. Like so anyway, I usually try to be pretty gentle with it. But no, join the gym. Cody and I are working out in the afternoon. When are you working out? Like 3 or 4 times a day?
I actually try to get there pretty early.
Yep.
I'm usually there no later than about 4:45. I try to,
AM.
yeah,
Hot
AM.
dog. Yeah. Cody and I are talking about 3 or 4 PM. Yeah.
No, we can work it out. I can go in the afternoon
I mean, I can
sometime.
do the mornings. I'm just saying for people, so you work out in the morning, take a
Mhm.
walk, I know, every
Yep.
day. Are you
Mhm.
doing a second workout usually, or?
No, I typically for right now I'm just doing the one workout and then I'll get my hike in,
Mhm,
my
mhm.
30 minutes. So yeah.
Nice. Trying to think of anything else. This was good. Good conversation. This was fun. Yes, go join the gym, get fit. You don't have to be perfectly fit to do it. You don't have to lift heavy to do it. If you got suggestions, feel free to bring them, because at a minimum, if you make a wild suggestion, it's fun and we talk about it. Man, aerial yoga, that's good.